Okay, so I said I'd answer some of your questions. I made a video about that and told you to comment below. Wow, I did not expect this many questions, but I've written them all down here, so let's just get right into this. So, Nerf Dude asks, is Season 3 the last season? Okay. We'll see about that, alright? There are plans, but nothing set in stone, okay? So, don't expect another season, but don't rule it out either, okay? Paul D. Any chance we get season 4? Again, I'm not sure. Lego Boy. Will we have Batman v Superman, and will Batman join the League? So, no, definitely won't be having Batman v Superman. And as for Batman joining the League, you'll just have to wait and see. So, the Fan of Steel. Will you introduce Tim Drake in a possible 4th season? Man, Tim Drake's been here for a while. Showed up in the season 2 finale. He's been in a few season 3 episodes. He was pretty prominent in the Nightfall storyline. Yeah, he's here already, man. Lego Boy again. Hello. Will we have Arkham City? Huh. I hadn't considered that. So, all the characters from Arkham City that were in the game, they're still alive at this point in the series that we left off. But which is I didn't even realize. But to answer your question, no. I'm not. I'm trying to do my own thing for the most part, Like sometimes I'll pay homage to comics or like the TV shows. I sometimes pay homage to the Dark Knight series, but Arkham City, I'm gonna leave that one untouched because it's its own thing. It was a good game. I'm gonna try and do my own thing, Keep you guessing. Precious Trash. Will you be able to bring Stephanie Brown, aka Spoiler, and Kate Kane, aka Batwoman? Not in Season 3, but if I do another, maybe then. Alright? I thought about it. Okay, Marvel DC, FA and F-Boy. Will Damian Wayne, Stephanie Brown, Catherine Kane, Lucas Fox, Duke Thomas, Cassandra Cain, Helena Bertinelli, Wayne, Batmite, Ace the Bat-Hound, oh my god, Bat-Cow, Terrence from Batman Beyond, McGinnis, oh right, Terry McGinnis, Matthew McGinnis, Maxine Gibson, and Nissa. Will they appear in your series? And will there be a Nightwing Season 2? Okay, you had a lot to say, man. There won't be a Nightwing Season 2, okay? I'm sorry about that because I really like. I know Nightwing. It was a hard one to catch on to, and I thought about doing a season 2 with Blockbuster, in like a more prominent role, but I won't do that because I have different plans for Dick Grayson and for Blockbuster. So as for those characters, some of them will appear. Be it in season 3 or anything in the future, but most of them won't, okay? That's a lot of characters. I won't say which ones, because I don't want to spoil anything. And Lego Boy, again, that's 3 questions, man, I think, anyway. Will we see Solomon Grundy? So, not in season 3, but don't rule him out for any future series I do. I do have a Solomon Grundy figure. Alright? Hint, hint. So, Matthew Hellowell, he has a few questions. First, some subscribers want a Season 4. If you do, I want the New 52 minifigures in different Batmobile, Batwing, and Batbot. Okay, so I won't be doing anything with New 52. I'm not big on the New 52. I mean, I like Flashpoint, but that's pretty much it. So, sorry. Second, in the second half of Season 3, if we see Superman, maybe Superman Mind Control or Lex Luthor in Gotham City. You might see Superman. You might see Lex Luthor. I won't confirm anything. I won't deny it. Third, can we see Big Killer Croc? Well, maybe he mutated. Wink, wink. Fourth, will Mr. Freeze find Nora, or is Nora dead? So that will directly be answered in the second half of Season 3, okay? You'll find out exactly what happened with Nora. Okay. Okay. Oscar Johnson. If you did Beginnings first, before Season 1, would you have done the Mr. Freeze Revenge in Garfield storyline instead of the Freezing Gotham storyline? Because if you look at it, It's kind of weird that he would do 2 freezing the city attempts before getting revenge on the man who killed his wife. Yeah, I would do that, yeah. But I still found a way to have it make some narrative sense that he would wait so long for Garfield. So, like, Garfield, getting revenge on him was Freeze's purpose. Once he was finished with Garfield, he wouldn't have any reason to go on. He hasn't tried to freeze the city since Toxic Chill in Beginnings. That was before he went after Garfield. So he tried to do what he could while he was still motivated. And what was motivating him? The thought that someday he'll get Garfield. Just look at Freeze in Season 2. He was totally lost. That's the point. Like in Season 2, he was directionless. He didn't know what to do. Ever since Garfield became a super criminal, he's been kept under lock and key, right? So Freeze knows he can't get to Garfield again. But even during the riots and Welcome to the Madhouse, when they were both free, Freeze wouldn't go for him. Why? Well, that's not the way he wanted it to be. He wanted it to just be the two of them. He didn't want to be surrounded by Robin, Lockup, Arkham inmates, Arkham guards, and zombified staff. So Freeze is still lost, and that's why he tried to freeze the city before going after Garfield. Because he knew he would be lost afterward. You know, like, he knows how his mind works better than anyone else. Batman can pretend he knows everything, but even he knows deep down he doesn't know everything. Freeze knows more about Freeze than Batman does, alright? So yeah, I found some way for it to make sense there. Santa Claus? Ho ho ho. Who's the hardest villain to write for? Okay, he didn't actually say ho ho ho, Riddler and Poison Ivy are definitely the hardest, alright? So that's why Ivy has only had 1 episode about her. Because I'm afraid that I won't be able to do her justice, because there's only so many Ivy stories that haven't been done yet. If I do, on like another season, she'll be more prominent. Yeah, Ivy survives there, spoiler. As for Riddler, he usually just gets 1 episode per season because, and even in Batman the Animated Series, Bruce Timm and Paul Dini admitted this, he is so hard to write for because his motivations change all the time, right? And he's just so advanced in his clues. So you don't know, because okay, in Riddler's Reform, he left a clue with map coordinates, and he had to have them turned upside down to know the right place to go to. Like, jeez, like I like that takes so much thought. Yeah, Riddler's the hardest. You haven't seen the last of him in this season, but man, he's the hardest. He's him and Poison Ivy. Boy Wonder, when will Jason die? When will Damian arrive? Come on, man, I can't answer those questions. That's spoilers. I can't answer spoilers. Mr. Wiggy says, I have to ask, will there be more Two-Face episodes? You haven't seen the last of Two-Face. That's what I'll say. Delta Squad. Will we get another Black Mask-centered episode? Sort of. He shares the limelight, but he is a prominent character in that episode. It's in the second half of Season 3. Lego Boy again. Dude, you're just on a roll here. Will we see Bane again? Will Vicky return? Do you need any voice acting? Yes to Bane and Vicky. They'll both reappear. Someday I'll need more voice actors. The problem with having more voice actors is that sometimes they take a while to get back to you because they're busy or because they didn't get your email because of technical issues. It's different all the time, you know? Sheepy Tunes. How long does each episode take you to make? So, again, yeah, it depends on how big each one is, how many voice actors I have to send the lines to, whether the voice actors are available anytime soon, how motivated or busy I am at the time, and whether or not I'm waiting on a figure to arrive for the episode. So it can take anywhere from a few days to like a month or even longer. It can get quite ridiculous sometimes. Sheepy Tunes again. How many Batman minifigs do you own in total? Do all the villains you own have goons to go with them? Oh my god, man, I have too many to count. At least 100. Not every villain has goons. I think you mean like the official goons from like the past Lego sets. Oh, and even I made Riddler and Freeze goons. But Joker, Penguin, Two-Face, Riddler, and Freeze. That's it. They're the only ones that have their own goons, you know? Yeah. So Barbie asks, who's your favorite Batman villain? So that changes all the time, but usually it's Joker. Oh, okay. Josh Lego Studios, who's your favorite Robin? Dick Grayson, man. Dick Grayson. John asks, what are your top 5 DC animated movies, and what are your bottom 3? Okay. Top 5 are Mask of the Phantasm, Wonder Woman, Under the Red Hood, Superman vs. the Elite, and Batman Year One. And as for the bottom 3, Batman vs. Robin, Killing Joke, and Batman and Harley Quinn is just the worst, in my opinion. Okay. So Darth Neelis, he asks the top Batman the Animated Series episode. So it's probably almost Gotham, but in terms of after that, the next 4 are Joker's Wild, If You're So Smart, Why Aren't You Rich, Harley and Ivy, and Trial. I know you didn't ask, I just wanted to get that out, because they're all great episodes. Diddlyization. Are there any comic book characters you dislike? Yeah, mostly it's just like versions of characters. So in terms of the New 52, I don't like their version of Superman, Poison Ivy, Batman, and I really don't like their version of Harley Quinn. Rebirth, similar. It's Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, and Riddler. Because in Rebirth, they apparently decided they'd fix everyone except for Harley and Ivy. I don't even get me into that. Harley is just not the same character as she once was anymore in the New 52 and Rebirth. And Ivy neither. She's just like a girl. She's just a blind, cutesy girlfriend who just exists solely to be in love with Harley. And that's just not doing the character justice, you know? In terms of the DC extended universe, I don't like their versions of Batman, Lex Luthor, Harley, and Joker. With Batman, it's that Ben Affleck's good, you know? But they have him killing people. Like, come on. That's just not right. But then in terms of characters that I just outright dislike no matter what version, like, there's the Arkham Knight. I don't like the Arkham Knight. Jason Todd, I like Jason, but it's the Arkham Knight version of him was just so annoying, you know? That's the only Arkham game I disliked, you know? But then I don't like Batmite because I don't know anyone who does like Batmite. Mr. Mixia Spitlick, I'm not a fan of his. I like his wife, Gispy, but I don't like him very much. Because Gispy, you know, she's really, like, laid back. She's more like... She has the same abilities as him, but she just doesn't care. And I just find that funnier. And lastly, and this is probably the one I dislike the most, I don't like Deadpool. I mean, I really don't like Deadpool. Like, I don't get why he's so popular. I don't find him funny. It's just the same jokes over and over again. I'm not going to get into Deadpool. Okay, I'm not going to get into that. Okay, so Jessica asks, is Classic Harley your favorite version of the character? Yeah, absolutely. Gamer Bro, if you had to choose between animation or play Minecraft. Well, animation. I know I'm a weirdo, but I don't play Minecraft. I know, everyone else plays Minecraft. Lego Boy, will we have a face reveal? So, I mean, I don't plan on it, but I'm not really hidden here, you know? I can be found on Facebook pretty easily. Yeah. So Jeffrey has 3 questions. First, what's your opinion of the show Gotham? Okay. So, I don't know how to word this without sounding too negative, you know? I don't like Gotham. I think it's absurd. I think that they had a really good premise, you know, the whole Jim Gordon's trying to fix everything and everything's going wrong before Batman even gets there. But they just took away the whole aspect, the whole debate. Did Batman create the villains or did they create him? Because everyone's here before him. And now there's talk they're even doing Harley before Batman. Like... They already did Jerome. I like Cameron Monaghan, by the way. I think he's killing it, but it's just they already brought in Joker before Batman, so that takes away their whole dynamic of like, you created me, ha ha ha, you know? And they already had Joker cut off his face and just put it back on. And they had Fish Mooney gouge her eyeball out, and then they put in another eye. And then they froze Riddler in the iceberg, and then they made Penguin gay for him. I just don't get it. Okay, I think the actors are mostly really good. I think there are some good ideas there, but it's just that it feels like they just got bored with the concept of a Batman show without Batman, you know? And they're just like, you know what, let's just bring in everyone. I feel like they just got bored and they decided to just forget about it, you know? So, what was your opinion on Beware the Batman before it got canceled? This is also by Jeffrey. Yeah, it was good. They made some mistakes by excluding so many of the villains, you know? The only major ones they had were Two-Face, Ra's al Ghul, Killer Croc, Deathstroke, and Man-Bat. I know they didn't want another Joker story, but, I mean, having a Batman show without Joker is kind of risky. But that would have been one thing, but they also excluded Penguin, Poison Ivy, and Riddler, and even Mr. Freeze. Like, I think that was a big mistake. Like, you can have a show where you focus on the minor villains too, and still give the major ones the spotlight, you know? Like, that's what I tried to do. I mean, I've made Firefly and Hush into major threats. Mind you, it's come at the cost of Poison Ivy taking a back seat, but I for the most part, the major villains get the same kind of spotlight as some of the minor ones. For example, Killer Moth is getting an episode of his own in the second half of season 3. Killer Moth! As for Back to Beware the Batman, Magpie, she was great in her first episode, but the weird thing was they kept changing her personality, and it got weird. I really liked her design. It was great. Katana, she was great throughout. Katana's awesome. So lastly, who's the guy that voiced Brandon and Ivo in your videos? I know in the credits you have him listed as Eskimo Production, but I can't seem to find a channel with that name, unlike all the other people you have in your videos, like Grasso, Rose, and Rob. Okay, so his channel was removed by YouTube, and I don't think he made another one. He said in the credits to call him Eskimo Productions, so I don't know if he would want me to reveal his real name or not. But yeah, so it's just that the channel existed at first, but then, you know, YouTube copyright got to him. YouTube copyright's going to get to me eventually, too. So, Brooke asks, what'd you think of the new Pirates movie? I thought it sucked myself. So, I agree. I didn't like it myself either. I loved the other Pirates movies, right? But this one was just, I loved Kaya Scodelario in it. She was amazing. But I found everything else just no one else was really trying in the movie, you know? Even Javier Bardem, he wasn't really trying. It was pretty much just him finding different ways of saying Sparrow, 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 the whole movie. I thought it focused too much on the comedy as well. Like, they went way over the top with this one. I know, like, the other ones have had comedy in them, but this one just kind of blew it over the top. But yeah, they're doing a 6th one. They're bringing back Davy Jones. I just hope they've learned from their mistakes with the 5th one, and I hope they get things back on track, you know? So, Momo Money, how old are you, and who's your favorite YouTuber? So, I turned 20 on November 6th. That's on Monday. My favorite YouTuber at the moment is Taylor Darling. She does ASMR, and she also does comedy videos, and she's hilarious. So the PlayStation Night, which season of this series is your favorite, and what episode? So my favorite season is definitely season 3. It's really grown on me, you know. I'm so proud of season 3. My favorite episode is Night's End. I'm just really happy with the way Night's End turned out, you know. Because I felt with the comic, it's not that I didn't like the way they did it. That with Dick Grayson becoming Batman and Jean-Paul becoming like homeless and learning from his mistakes over time, but I just needed a quicker way to wrap it up. I wish they had done more with the Batman versus Batman thing. I mean, they did in the comic. They had them fight for quite a while, but, Nightwing and Robin kept getting mixed up in it, and there were a lot of fake out deaths, and it was like, let's just get it. Let's just have them go at it, And let's work Two-Face in there, because Two-Face is great. So yeah, my favorite episode is Night's End. So MC Multigamer asks, will you do a Justice League series? And if so, will it be canon with the Lego Batman series? So I don't know. I have all the figures I would need, so I've thought about it. But if I do, then yeah, it will be canon with the Lego Batman. In fact, any Lego DC series I do will be canon with Lego Batman, alright? Lego Boy, dude, you are just everywhere. Will we see commentaries, and how do you do your thumbnails for your videos? Okay, so I already owe commentaries for several episodes, but haven't found the time for them, like Hush Hush. As for the thumbnails, sometimes I just pick a screenshot from the episode, and sometimes I take a unique picture, But I guess to answer the commentary question, I would say yes, but I don't know how long it would take, because these ones are already taking forever, because I'm just not finding the time for it. So Gaming LLJ, will you do a series except Batman? So either Superman, Flash, Wonder Woman, just one of them? Okay, so again, there are plans for that, but nothing's set in stone. I have all the figures I would need for a solo Superman series or a solo Wonder Woman series, alright? I have all the figures I would need. So, he also asks, what is your favorite episode of your Batman series? Night's End, yeah, Night's End, as I said. So, Joshua asks, how long are you planning on making your Batman series? In other words, will you continue to work on it for the rest of your life, or do you plan on filming something different in the future? Geez, I hope I don't do this for the rest of my life. Man. Yeah, I'll definitely move on to something different someday. Okay? I'll be in DC for a while, if I imagine, but I'll be doing other things in between. So, UFC Toyman Reviews asks, what are your plans for after Batman is finished? Perfect. Okay, so yeah, maybe some other DC series, as I mentioned. There's the Pirates sequel, which I've been rewriting constantly for ever since the first one came out. I've also considered a Star Wars Expanded Universe series. So I would just take the most important stories from the old Expanded Universe and just work them in. I got a Thrawn figure and a Mara Jade and a Jaina Solo. Yeah. I'd also considered a Star Wars clone series, so it would just be following a squadron of clones around throughout the war. A Knight's Kingdom series, an Agents series, an Indiana Jones series, a Bionicle series where I would just take the whole lore and work it into a series, and an Adventurers series, with Johnny Thunder. So I'd considered all of that. I have like a list of all the sets I would need. So, Oscar asks, will you ever possibly consider doing a Star Wars series, maybe a Castle series? So, about a year ago, I was going to chronicle the most important stories from the Star Wars EU. I got Thrawn, Revan, Mara Jade, Jaina, Nihilus. I got a bunch. But the plans were scrapped, because I just felt overwhelmed by it, because the Star Wars EU is so massive, There's just so much in there. But I'd also, I mentioned the Clone Squadron. Let me know if you'd ever like to see that, okay? It'd be a long time, I imagine, but still, I have a long list, I have a lot of clones, too, as you can see from the Ra's al Ghul episodes in Batman. So as for Castle, I didn't plan on doing Castle, but as I said, I'd planned on doing Knight's Kingdom a while back. I marked down all the sets to start collecting them. I haven't started yet, but I have them all listed. Same with Adventurers and Agents. I know exactly everything that I would need. And Bionicle as well. But yeah, so that like $1 million later, So, last question is from Oscar again. How many episodes will the Pirates sequel be? Can you give us a little bit of an insight into what the storyline will be? So, I don't know how many episodes there'll be, But I know that the general idea is that the treasure is still cursed after all these years. It's just weakened, and it takes longer to affect people depending on how much contact they've had with it. So basically, the story would have all the survivors from the first series trying to gather up the treasure and return it to the Lord Pirate in order to break the curse, as they change into a skeleton one by one. So, one by one they'd be dropping off into like oblivion and becoming crazy skeletons. That's the current idea anyway. It could change. It's not set in stone, but yeah, that's what I have at the moment, that the survivors will be transforming into skeletons one by one, depending on how much contact they've had with it. It's intended that Nicholas Nautilus and Scabby Buckbeard would get more prominent roles, and Vincent Van Jammer as well. But yeah, everyone from the first series, except maybe Rom Ramshackle, would reappear. The survivors anyway. I've thought about having maybe Nestor O'Lock somehow come back, or maybe, I don't know. I mean, he was the ghost Vestige. But I don't know. Nothing's set in stone, but I just keep rewriting, So that's all the questions. Unless there were duplicates, in which I skipped, but wow, that was a lot of questions. Thanks for all the questions, everyone. Gave me a lot to think about here. It's hard to keep track, but I did, and I tried to get them in good order for answering them, so that would make a little bit more sense, and I wouldn't be jumping all over the place. So there we go. I imagine next time I see you will be when Season 3 resumes. I don't know when that'll be again, but keep your eyes open, all right? I'm still working on it here. I've got some pretty big, crazy plans coming. You have no idea what's coming. So, see ya. Have a good day.